Okay, thank you, Context and Coffee, and to give me the chance to present the Dream Painter. There's a lot of artists out there who are really talented. And what makes the Dream Painter different than actually anybody out there? There's a lot of artists who are great in doing portraits. There are some artists who are great in, let's say, doing sceneries, anything you can think of. But most of the time what they are painting is what they have in their own mind, what they like to present. So now you have to imagine when you go out and meet with a customer, and the customer has a certain idea, but you actually, as an artist, think, okay, this is what I know and this is what I want to do. Sometimes that doesn't really match, and you find customers out there who, in the end, paid a lot of money for it and may not be as happy as they want to be. So Tracy is really good in actually listening, sitting with a customer, and even if you don't have a particular idea what you want, especially with kids, she involves the kids, she involves you, sit together and actually figure out what fits in that particular room. Could it be a nursery? Could it be a boys' room or girls' room, or even living rooms? If you're in business and say, I have a dentist office or a chiropractic office, as an example, and I need something in my waiting room, just to keep people like, calm, comfortable sitting there and waiting until it's their turn. I have one of those murals right here, which was actually done in Dr. Summers' office here in Simi Valley. And that mural is, since he's a sports chiropractor, he wanted something what represents what he does around sports, but he also wanted something with his family involved. So pretty much he said, I want like my kid being there and just walking on the field. So those are kind of things what you can do and personalize those murals especially for you. So now let's say everyone has different dreams, different ideas, and actually a kid came once up, I dream of a man or something, can you paint that? You mentioned something like that, a dream man. So sorry to put you on the spot, but yes, pretty much you can say whatever you dream of. That's why it's the Dream Painter. She can pretty much paint. So now there's a lot of different things what people don't think of as well. Let's say your kids go to school, and schools sometimes need certain funds. They try to raise funds by selling all kinds of things, what sometimes people don't really need. They just buy it because they want to help the schools. Could it be candy, could it be whatever it would be. And my wife came up with a brilliant idea years ago to work with schools together to raise funds as well, which is no upfront cost for the school, because what they do is they present pretty much an idea to all the parents. As an example, there was one mural in a library that needed some funds to get new books. So she was painting bookshelves in the library, and what she did is she said there's different sizes of book covers or sides available to purchase for their parents. And what would be on there would be the kid's name or the family name. And a lot of people are proud when the kids go to certain schools. They want to show their kids go to that school. So that raised pretty much $5,000 for that school after they paid actually the muralist. So which was a great thing. And they did it over and over again for other rooms as well. Then I did for the science class. They did something with computers and wires going along. So they created so-called fake web pages. They said www and then the familyname.com, just things on there just to represent whoever actually contribute to that. So those are things to think of as well. So if you have a family, kids go to school, or maybe you know of somebody and they come always by and say, hey, here, would you like to purchase something? Or you know somebody who is at the PDA at the schools and they're thinking of ideas, just bring it up. That would definitely be helpful for the schools, but on the end also obviously for the Dream Painter. I make it pretty short because I want to also open it up for questions and also give a chance to look through the books. So I wanted to pass those along so you can feel free. Look through some. You can say pictures speak more than words. So most of the time those murals will speak for themselves. So give me a second. This one right here was one of the silhouettes, by the way, mentioned, which was seen at Dancing with the Stars a couple of seasons ago. It was pretty much a gymnastic room where they practiced some of the dances, some moves. And my wife was sitting pretty much with myself watching Dancing with the Stars, and I was like, they're my murals right there. So what a great thing. So you can feel free, look through those as well. And I have another one going this way. There we go. So obviously, we also on Facebook. So there's a lot of information. Every time there's some new murals out there, we post them on there. Unless they become too many of the same subject line, we don't want to just say, okay, another tree has been posted. But feel free and actually look at our Facebook page as well. If you don't like our page yet, feel free as well to just go ahead. If you have a smartphone, just scan it right there. But if you don't, there's also the Facebook address underneath or on the card I passed out with the nice little brush on there. So you can actually go at home and see if you want to try some of those murals yourself. Probably the wrong brush for that. But it's just a nice little gesture. So if you go on our homepage as well, there's a link to the Facebook also. And now we'll open it up for questions. If you have any questions on that. Yes?
Do you guys offer gift certificates? Because I think this would make a wonderful gift for someone who's having a baby or...
Yes, we do offer gift certificates as well, yes. We have done that a couple of times where there was a baby shower that called us and said, okay, I don't personally need that, but how much would be one day be, and what could you do to get an idea? Because they don't want to just pay for a gift certificate, and then the people say, okay, I don't really just want that, but if I needed more, it cost me that much more. So they can kind of work that out and actually contact us, and we can print out a gift certificate for that particular thing, yes.
Sell the small versions of the murals? Mini murals?
Mini murals? What do you mean by that?
Just these pictures.
We haven't done that yet, selling, because they're more personal for those people. So each of those murals are designed for that particular person. So we don't want to go out and then sell that to somebody else. If you wanted something in particular, we had a customer for a restaurant that just needed a sketch, and they bought pretty much a colored sketch from us, and that we sold to them because they needed that for presenting it to the banks to pretty much as their portfolio. So we have done that. Yes?
Not a question, but just to share. I have in my entryway an arch, so I know that from murals you could paint bricks.
Yes.
Or I've seen a lot of people with their kitchen has a blank wall. What do you put in your kitchen? I've seen grapes and wine glasses. So there's so much you can do
Yes.
with painting on your walls instead of just picking a color. You can customize your home in such a unique way.
Absolutely.
I haven't had the pleasure working with your wife, but I appreciate what she does. So
Yeah.
just something to think about.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's anything you can do. Sometimes you don't think of it until you see some of those pictures, like, oh, you can do that as well. It doesn't have to be a whole wall to be a mural. Like she said, it could be just an archway. It could be in the kitchen, just like a shelf being painted on there and some grapes hanging off it, some glasses being on. There was actually a funny story. I think that's my cue, so I will finish that up. But there was a funny story where my wife painted actually a window with a windowsill. And after she was actually almost done with it, she had the water cup in her hand and wanted to set that on the shelf. But there was not a shelf. She said in that moment, she just painted it herself. But if she thinks there's a shelf, I think it's a great way to say, okay, if you fool the artist himself, I think it was kind of, I like that story when she told me that. So thank you so much. And